Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore. I hope everyone is having a great week. I hope you're having a great weekend. All right, so we had a lot of exciting things to happen last week, not on Book Chat, but just in the world in general, and Facebook to be more specific. So let's get to today's show so we can talk about that, all right? So the title of today's show is Rhythm Nation. Shout out to Janet Jackson. And the topic is the power of algorithms. All right. So if in case you're wondering, like me, did Janet Jackson get it right or wrong when she's saying we are a part of a rhythm nation? Well, I, for one, think she was on to something bigger than all of us. Perhaps her title referred to racial unity and the world living as one, but you might say that it was a hopeful prospect, but maybe not too far-fetched when we think of how the world exists by check and balances. For those unfamiliar with the term algorithms, the meaning and the purpose allow if you're not familiar with the term or the meaning and the purpose, allow me to enlighten you. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. Anyway, algorithms aren't new, and they've been around for as long as 4,000 years. And that's a long time. That's longer than any of us have been here. All right. So anyway, the concept was first formalized in 1936 by Alan Turning's famous Turing machine, and also Alonzo Church, Lambda Calculus, paving the way for modern computer science. And if you want more info on Alan Turning's, you can go to https://m-cacm.acm.org for more information. All right. So anyway, the word algorithm itself is derived from a mathematician from the 9th century named Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. And I probably just slaughtered his name. But anyway, it was later Latinized as algorithmy. Okay? I may be pronouncing that wrong too. But anyway, the father of algebra. And if you want more information about him, you can go to https://www.aljazeera.com. Okay, and find out more about the famous mathematician from the 9th century. All right, so anyway, that's just the background on algorithms. But now I'm going to give you the Merriam-Webster definition of what algorithms are, okay? So algorithms is a procedure for solving a mathematical problem as of finding the greatest common divisor in a finite number of steps that frequently involves repetition of an operation. Broadly, a step-by-step procedure for solving a problem or accomplishing some end. Okay, so now you have the history on algorithms. You have where they came from, who started them, and how it got its name, and all of that great stuff, and also what the modern definition of algorithms mean. All right, so after last week's fiasco with a certain social media outlet, which we all know now was Facebook, going offline we discovered that they are a force to be reckoned with. Not Facebook, but algorithms. Okay, and they reported economically that they lost billions because of that snafu with with the going offline and all of that great stuff. I think they were off for like maybe 5 or 6 hours, but anyway, I thought something was wrong with my phone. I thought maybe it was my internet or my Wi-Fi, or whatever. So I switched from my home internet to my phone internet, and it was still doing the same thing. So I went over to Twitter and discovered that Facebook and Instagram, which is part of that platform, were having issues. So all the things that were associated with Facebook, Snapchat, and I don't know if Snapchat is associated with them, but anyway, WhatsApp, I know, is part of that. They were having that same issue. So I was like, well, you know what? Nothing is infallible, not even Facebook. So anyway, I just wanted to just give you a little background on that. But wow, what most programmers and mathematicians understand is that algorithms problem solve. That's the whole purpose for algorithms. These binary functions, the general public never give any thought to or even care happens behind the scene, but they are a primary element and important to our everyday life. Okay, it's something to think about. Social media outlets already know this and are essential to their operations, as we discovered last week. And maybe those obviously unaware never noticed certain advertisements and images tied to their likes on Facebook. You do your likes, you do your loves, and all of those things, and relevant information. And now I'm going to tell you the reason for that. Or perhaps you thought that each time you did a Google search, it somehow miraculously, like magic, knew exactly what you were about to type and what to search for. Okay? So you weren't wrong, but it's not magic. The reason for this is the algorithms they use to enhance searches and predictive typing. Okay? Even Google uses them. Okay? All right. So, like it or not, algorithms are part of our everyday existence in ways you never conceived. A powerful tool designed to help us make decisions based on suggestive behaviors, okay? In other words, algorithms can be pesky, such as book sales and rankings, compared to other authors in the same genre, much like Facebook, who also rake in billions of dollars despite last week's losses, okay? And I am not picking on Facebook. I'm just saying, all right? Because it's true. They did lose a lot of money, all right? But they make a lot of money too, all right? So the book industry is just another example of how algorithms have advantages and disadvantages. And once you learn how they can work for you and are helpful in ranking and sales, okay? So let's use Amazon KDP as an example, since they are a popular publishing platform for independent authors. Amazon KDP gives up to 7 options of keyword phrases when you upload your book, all right? And if you choose wisely, Grasshopper, you'll have the ability to reach readers when they search using specific phrases tied to those keywords, all right? And it's good news for authors in the 1 to 100 category of bestseller rank based on the number of books sold per day, all right? So you would think that if you scored high, that means you were doing great. But actually, in this sense, the lower you are on the ranking system, from one, because we know if you're number one, that means that you are number one in that category for whatever your genre may be. Means that you are the best in that category, and that you've sold so many books that it has placed you at that ranking. So if you fall between 1 and 100, you're doing pretty good. All right. So but then if you go out there and you look at your books if if you are an independent author, or if maybe you're not an independent author, you could be an author who has published a book through traditional means, and still it'll have your ranking as far as how many books you've sold, where you fall in the 1 to 100 category of book sales and things of that nature. So algorithms, like I said before, are a huge part of our existence and have been for thousands of years. And just now in this modern age, those who are not affiliated with any type of science or mathematics or things of that nature, those people are informed and they've known about algorithms, for forever. But for us who are new on the scene and probably didn't notice, until we got onto social media, or, just one day thought perhaps, I wonder what an algorithm is, or why when I go to when I log into Facebook and I go on to my page, and then I see things that are interesting to me, things that I have chosen as interests of mine, or maybe things that I've liked, a whole bunch of times. It's because of those algorithms. It's like each time you like something, and maybe, it may be art, or it may be music or whatever, even though Facebook, they ask you about things that you like, things that you're interested in, but still, that algorithm that is part of that social media, it remembers. And so, when you go out there and you see things on your page that you really didn't give much thought to in the past, so now this will enlighten you, and now you will be more aware of why that is. All right. So anyway, as I said before, algorithms are powerful. And once you understand how they work and what they are used for, it will determine how it can work best for you. All right. So that is our show for today. But before I let you go, I want to make sure that I give you these URLs. The first one, of course, is to Spreaker, and that is at https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. You can follow me on Facebook now that it's back up and working, Instagram and Twitter, and Instagram is by invitation only. So, you can send me a request. And I promise that I will get back to you on that. All right. You can also check out my website that is at https://www.authorvivianemore.com or authorehshepherd.com. Also, my blog site, that is at https://vivianemore.blogspot.com. And also, if you missed today's live show, you can listen to the recorded episode on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, CastBox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, YouTube, SoundCloud, Dial Saving, Audible.com, Verbal, Luminary, and coming soon to Amazon Music. Also, guys, I want to share with you a couple of milestones. Okay, so the first milestone, I got a badge on Spreaker because I have 5,000 downloads. I've reached 5,000 downloads on the show, Book Chat, and that's just from the Spreaker platform. But across the board, from all of the ones that I just named to you, I'm almost at the 10,000 mark. So I am so excited about that, and I hope you are too. And I thank you so much for helping me reach that goal. It's just so exciting to be able to do this show on a weekly basis, and to know that I am reaching so many people. So the fruit of my labor, the harvest is just so good. It's so plentiful. So I thank you so very much for that, and hope that you continue to listen and to download those episodes. All right. So thank you for that. Tomorrow is worship day. It's the second Sunday. I'm excited about it just as much as I was excited about it last week. But so anyway, we're going into the second Sunday, and if you're not worshiping in the traditional fashion, I hope that that some way, by all means necessary, that you're still able to listen to those sermons, because it is so helpful in these days and in these times to have uplifting word, because we all need it. All right. So anyway, just remember, to tell those who you care about the most how you feel about them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say that. And on that note, I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you, and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.